Hello all, I'm Leony Sutanto. My student number is 122-111-233-011 and welcome back to my second book report video. Here I choose Crooked House by Agatha Christie to be presented for the next task after Nicholas Sparks' The Wiz. This mystery and thriller novel has 272 pages and I rate the difficulty 7 from 10. So, let's dive more. I was jumping on few romance books before until suddenly a mood of reading a thriller book came to me. The only author of thriller and mystery books that came to my mind was Agatha Christie. I have read one of her books before and I was astonished by the plot of her story. It was Endless Night, the Indonesian version. A thought of reading the same book that I read before came to my mind, but I thought I would read the English version this time. So I downloaded Endless Night, English version, read it a bit, and then suddenly a boredom killed me. I felt like that time I couldn't read the same book twice. So I searched for other books, and before Cooked House, I found And Then There Were None. And I considered it interesting, but I think the characters are too many and it would make me hard to memorize their names. After all, I decided to read Crooked House. And turned out this book also has various characters, but I keep reading this book. At the end, the decision of reading this book was not wrong. I found a lot of vocabulary, psychological facts, and I learned, and also still wonder how can a person gain such wisdom in life. The play is mostly set in Three Gables. It's Leony's family's house. It's located in Swinley Dean, London, and it's after World War II. Well, I could say that the main character is Charles Hayward, a 35-year-old man. He was a loyal and smart person. Then, Sophia Leonides, a smart and beautiful person, the granddaughter of Aristide Leonides. Aristide Leonides is an extremely rich old man, thoughtful and wise, died in the age of 85, and there are still at least 11 people, mostly the big family of Leonides, such as Brenda Leonides, Josephine Leonides, Aunt Edith, etc. The book begins with the story of Charles Hayward and Sophia Leonides in Egypt. After that, they meet in England, but then they hear the news of the death of Sophia's grandfather, Aristide Leonides. The news made Sophia not sure to marry Charles because the death is not normal. The old man is poisoned. Then she asks Charles to wait until the murderer is found out. It's kind of hard because the big Leonides family lives together in Three Gables, a crooked house. Everyone could be the murderer. Everyone is a suspect. However, after the prime suspects are arrested, their nanny also died because of poison. They then realize that the murderer is still among them. One day, Josephine, Sophia's younger sister, goes out for ice cream with Aunt Edith. They are killed because the car turning off through the woods, done deliberately by Aunt Edith. Then the murder is revealed through letters and the notebook. You will be surprised once you discover the murderer. In my opinion, this book is a good book. Agatha Christie herself said that Crooked House is one of her favorite books, one of her best books. I also like this book because of the plot, that I cannot guess the real person behind the murder correctly and accurately. Even I'm still overwhelmed with disbelief when I found out whom the person is. At the beginning of the book, it was kind of hard for me to start dive into the story and plot, but eventually I could get my rhythm and get along with the story very well. Cooked House certainly got my full attention. The point of view Agatha Christie chose is not really bad. The message is also presented correctly and easily understood. Except me, who does not really know many words in this book, so I have many times that I should open a dictionary to look up words. The dialogue, they really help me comprehending the plot, getting the moral of the story, understanding about the act of detective, and the psychological aspect of murder, child, old person, etc. Also, the narrations help me identifying their characters and personality. Those are portrayed perfectly in Agatha's writings. I like how Agatha Christie portrayed the characters. She balanced the probabilities and the motives of each person so well. I wasn't able to find out the culprit until I read it till the end because She explained the position of each characters in the same proportion and in an excellent way. I also like how I could find a lot of vocabulary in each chapter. It made me look up the words in a dictionary so often. To be honest, it was kind of annoying. But if I see from a different perspective, it is actually good. It can help me broaden my list of words. Moreover, I really admire Aristide Leonidas' wisdom and knowledge. He is a dead man actually, but he still has so much impact in the storyline and on myself as a reader. It made me really want to be like him in a good way. Something like his wisdom, the way he does something, the way he understands his family so well that he is fond of them all, the way he thinks of everything so accurate even in his old age. It is totally an impressive personality. The book also gives you some psychological aspect of children and old people in general. I also think that Agatha stated some unpopular opinions that I agree and fancy that they are true. The story mostly happened in the house, Three Gables, yet it is interesting, not boring at all. It gives you knowledge about how to observe something, how to be careful of doing everything. It's kind of detective stories. Well, to be frank, I don't really like to look up so many words in a dictionary while reading. For me, the vocabulary used in this book is kind of rarely used words. Or it could be just me who don't know the words, but really it made me open a dictionary so often. Even I opened a search engine to search for some phrases. I know it made me more exposed to new vocabulary, but I cannot memorize them at one time. So it made me struggle to understand the story and made my progress slow. The other thing that doesn't seem right is that the murderer is a child, 12 years old girl. Of course, there is a probability that a child murders someone and it's actual effect. Besides, it is the part of the story that make it interesting, but it just doesn't feel right for me personally. However, overall, I have no other reason to dislike this book. I rate this book 4 stars out of 4 stars. Crooked House satisfied my thirst of thriller story, and I love Aristide Leonidas. Well, yes, I will recommend this book to my friends. You all who love mystery and criminal stories should read this book. Prepare your best detective side, read and see, can you reveal the true person behind the murder? To end this video, I will give you one of my favorite quotations from Crooked House. So, see you and stay healthy.